Have you ever trusted someone so completely, only to have them shatter that trust into a million pieces? That's exactly what happened to Alfie. He and Millie were the couple everyone envied. They'd been together since college, building a life, sharing dreams, and planning a future. Alfie thought their bond was unbreakable. He trusted Millie with his whole heart, never once doubting her loyalty. They weren't just partners. They were best friends. He'd spend his evenings listening to her talk about her stressful job at a high-end marketing firm, always offering a supportive ear and a shoulder to lean on. He was her rock, and he thought she was his. But slowly, things started to change. Millie began working late more and more often. "Big project," she'd say, looking tired. "Major deadline." Alfie, being the supportive boyfriend he was, never questioned it. He'd make her dinner, have it waiting for her when she finally dragged herself through the door, sometimes long after midnight. He'd rub her shoulders and tell her how proud he was of her dedication. Weekends became filled with work emergencies and client meetings. Their shared time dwindled, replaced by texts and quick distracted phone calls. Alfie started to feel a gnawing loneliness, but he pushed it down, told himself this was temporary, that her career was important and he needed to be understanding. The first real crack appeared on their anniversary. Alfie had planned a surprise romantic dinner at their favorite restaurant. He'd booked it weeks in advance. But that afternoon, Millie called. "Babe, I am so sorry," she'd said, her voice rushed. "My boss, Richard, just moved up a huge presentation. I have to pull an all-nighter. There's no way I can make it." Alfie's heart sank. He tried to hide his disappointment, telling her he understood that they could celebrate another time. But as he sat alone that night, staring at the empty chair across from him, a seed of doubt was planted. Was her job really this demanding, or was something else going on? The truth came out in the most brutal way possible. A few weeks later, Alfie was scrolling through a mutual friend's social media photos from a weekend party he could unattend because he was visiting his sick mother. And there it was, a picture, tucked away deep in the album. It was Millie. She was laughing, her head thrown back. But that's not what made Alfie's blood run cold. Her arm was wrapped around her boss, Richard, and he was kissing her. It wasn't a friendly peck on the cheek. It was a deep, passionate kiss. The world tilted on its axis. The late nights, the canceled plans, the work emergencies, it all crashed down on him. He wasn't just being supportive. He was being played for a fool. The confrontation was explosive. Millie cried. She denied. Then she confessed. It had been going on for months. She said she was confused, that the pressure at work got to her. But Alfie saw right through the excuses. The trust he had so freely given was gone, replaced by a cold, hard anger. He packed his bags that night and walked out, leaving behind the life they had built. The breakup was messy and painful, but through the heartache, a new feeling started to grow, a desire for justice. Not petty revenge, but a way to show Millie and Richard that actions have consequences. Alfie knew Millie's biggest professional weakness was her disorganization. She relied on others, especially him, to keep her on track. He also knew that the huge presentation she had been working on with Richard was for the firm's most important client. It's the one that could make or break their year. He had seen drafts, heard her complain about the complex data, and he remembered a crucial detail, a single, easily overlooked statistical error in their projected market growth, an error he had once pointed out, but she had dismissed. He knew Richard, being arrogant, likely wouldn't have double-checked her work, so Alfie did something simple, yet devastating. He found the contact information for the junior analyst on the client's team, a young, ambitious guy he'd met once at a company event. He composed a brief, anonymous email. It simply said, "You might want to take a closer look at the Q3 market growth projections in the Sterling proposal. The baseline data seems off. Check it against last year's Federal Trade Report." He hit send and then deleted the account. He didn't accuse. He didn't name names. Just planted a seed of doubt, just like Millie had done to him. Days later, the fallout was spectacular. Client's team found the error, and it unraveled the entire proposal. It turned out the projection wasn't just off, it was wildly optimistic and misleading. The client pulled out, furious. The marketing firm went into crisis mode. An internal investigation was launched, and the sloppy work was traced back to Richard and Millie. Both were fired for gross incompetence and for jeopardizing the company's biggest account. Their affair became public office gossip, adding humiliation to their professional failure. Alfie never said a word. He just watched from the sidelines as the consequences of their own actions played out perfectly. He had moved on, started a new chapter, and left them to deal with the rubble of the life they had tried to build on a foundation of lies. What do you guys think? Was Alfie's revenge justified? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories.